alphas, but settle for betas. And this is both a good and a bad thing, right? There's some pros and cons to this. So we're gonna dive into this in tonight's coaching video. Let's talk about the good first. With most women wanting alphas and settling for betas, I'm going to talk about the pros, okay? Because there are women out there, we call them good women, who, as much as they are attracted to that alpha bad boy, right? Who's going to just treat them like dirt, treat them like garbage, cause all sorts of chaos in her life. As much as she's attracted to that, just like raw masculinity, even toxic masculinity, dare I say, she knows almost instinctually, her instincts are communicating to her brain that basically this guy is not going to make a good long-term partner, right? He's not going to be a good long-term investment. Maybe a short-term investment, very short-term investment as far as fun and sexual, and sexual relations go, but as far as pair bonding, creating a family, creating a life, a long-term partner, she knows that this is not the guy. So a lot of these women who can kind of like think long-term and see the future are not going to go for these guys. They're not going to spread their legs for these type of guys because they know if they do, that this guy is probably going to turn her into a single mother, aka damaged goods, right? Because she knows like the guy will impregnate her and then he will take off. And most women who are good women are not looking for that. Most women who are good women tend to have more traditional values where they want to become a housewife, believe it or not, even today's day and age. They want to become a mom. They want to be a soccer mom. They want to take their kids to school, to soccer games, to baseball practice. They want to bake them cookies and do all this other stuff. They know they can't create that type of lifestyle with the alpha bad boy. Right? So a lot of these women who are good women will not go for guys like this. And generally, they will not put themselves in places where they would meet these type of guys. So you'll notice women who are good women out there, they generally don't go bar hopping on the weekends. They're not going to go to clubs and, just places like that where you would tend to meet these type of guys. Okay, instead, these chicks are generally going to be like at home on the weekends, or they might go to a movie with their girlfriend, or they might go have coffee or something like that, or they might go visit their parents on the weekend. They'll do something very innocent like that. And that's just what I found through experience. A lot of these girls who are good girls, and I've dated a number of them that were like that. They weren't into the bar scene. They weren't into night clubbing. A lot of these girls too would limit the amount of guy friends they had. They did not want a whole lot of guy friends. They might have like one or two that were completely just super platonic, like complete nerdy looking dude that she grew up with, knew all her life, nothing ever happened. There's none of these like kind of like quasi guy friends like a lot of these like bad girls have, where you could tell like she's hooked up with that dude, or they're probably going to hook up some point in the future. No, it's none of that. A lot of these girls who, even though they are attracted to that bad boy alpha, which most women are, a lot of these girls are not going to go for that because it doesn't fit into her ultimate plan of creating a family and creating a life where she could be the mom. And you could even see it in them at a young age that that's what they want to do. They want to have that family life. Just like some guys, a lot of guys who follow my stuff, right? They want that family life. They don't want to be a pickup artist. They don't want to be out there in venues like I am every week. They just want to find that one cool girl they could settle with, start a family, and then build upon that. I have nothing against it. I'm like, hey, that's what you want. That's what you're looking for. Go do that. I just tell them, take precautions, right? Don't involve the state in your marriage. Just take precaution, right? If you still want to do a church marriage, you could do that. Just hire the priest, do everything privately. Just don't involve the state. Do that. That is a case where you could say that these women are trying to settle for the beta provisioner, right? Because they don't want that alpha bad boy. They don't want that chaos in their life. So they're going to be looking for a guy who's going to come home at night, a guy who's going to get a good job, a guy who has, maybe a college degree, a guy who's with a safe company, a guy who has his finances together, basically isn't a loser. right? She's going to look for a guy that she could build a life with. Doesn't mean that she's going to expect him to pay for everything, or because a lot of these girls will pay their half. And again, I've dated girls like this. They're like really just good, cool chicks. Even though I was making way more money than them, they would still pay their half on dates. As much as I took them out, they would take me out. A lot of these girls, like I can remember so many of these girls really outdid themselves on my birthday, like really went into mom mode. And like one girl, the last birthday I had, she bought me like some pretty pricey like cowboy gear, like Dallas Cowboy, because I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan, right? Bought me some autographed Dallas Cowboy stuff, brought me a birthday cake, took me out to dinner. She insisted on picking me up and all this other stuff, had a cake waiting with candles. And I'm like, I'm just not used to that, because most of the girls I date could give a shit less when my birthday is, right? I shouldn't say that, but I mean, these girls really went the extra mile on my birthday. And these are the girls that are looking for more of a relationship where it's just going to be monogamous and it's just going to be like you and her, right? And you can build something together. So these girls are generally going to be pretty cool chicks, right? And they're going to look for a guy who, like them, has their shit together and isn't going to be a guy that they have to bail out of jail, that they constantly have to loan money to, that they constantly have to give rides to because he doesn't have his own car. She's going to be looking for a guy that doesn't fit that prototypical alpha bad boy category, right? Whereas the rest of the women out there who, especially these days, sadly, who are being brainwashed by all that feminism and all of that, you know, View shit, The View and the mainstream media and Star Wars, right? Those chicks are going to buy into that feminist crap and be like, yep, that's what I should do. I should pursue my career and ride the carousel. And it's a horrible thing because these chicks, they end up meeting those type of guys, right? Because they end up bar hopping, they end up clubbing, they end up going to venues, they end up going to happy hour after work. And they end up meeting those type of alpha chads, those type of alpha bad boys who are going to basically have sex with them and then ghost them. Guys that are basically going to be constantly like dating other women behind their back. Guys that are going to constantly be using them for money, free rides, bail me out of jail, stuff like that. That unfortunately a lot of these girls, they let their attraction for these guys just kind of take over, right? And then they start spreading their legs for these guys. Next thing you know, they become single moms and then they become damaged goods because no high value guy wants to hook up with a girl who is damaged goods, right? So make no mistake about it, guys. 99% of females want alphas, but settle for betas. Now, the type of girls I just talked about, the good girls, they kind of avoid these alpha bad boys, and they avoid going to places where they would meet guys like that, like nightclubs, venues, happy hour. Those type of girls, they essentially save themselves. They don't become damaged goods. They just become wives, right? They become soccer moms. They become trophy wives even. They just enter family life. They don't like pursue their career in their 20s. They don't like ride the carousel or anything like that. They just find a high value guy in their 20s to settle down with, get married, and have their family. And then they live, for the most part, happily ever after, assuming that, you know, they stay together, right? Whereas for the other type of girls that I'm about to talk about right now, who end up is the key word, end up settling for the beta provisioner, not choosing the beta provisioner, but end up settling for the beta provisioner because the alpha chad no longer wants her. That's a completely different story. Those are essentially the girls that we call damaged goods on this channel, right? Those are the girls that decided, hey, you know what? In my 20s, I'm not going to get married to the good guy with the safe job who comes home at night. I want the alpha bad boy who ghosts me, who is abusive, who treats me like shit, treats me like garbage, ignores me, never calls, comes over after midnight, uses me for sex. I want that guy, right? And I want many more like him throughout my 20s. I am just going to burn through my sexual market value. I'm going to burn through my physical prime here and waste it on these jackasses instead of finding myself a good guy and then cross my fingers someone comes along in my 30s after I'm post-wall to save me. Generally, these girls do find that like beta provisioner in their 30s, but generally that's a low value male. The first type of girl we're talking about, the good girl, when she does that in her 20s and she tries to find that beta provisioner or the guy she's going to be in a long-term relationship with, she can genuinely find a high value male to do that with, right? She can find a guy who's high value. Hey, he might have a good job and everything else. You can call him a beta provisioner, but he's a high value guy that she's locking down in her 20s. So chances are she's locking down the highest value male that she could possibly get at any point in her life. So she's being smart about it, right? That's why we would call them good girls. They know what they're being smart about it. They're not going to waste their sexual prime on the alpha Chad. She's not going to risk getting impregnated by the alpha Chad and becoming a single mom. Because she's a good girl, she's going to be smart about it. She's going to stay away from the alpha Chads and the venues that the alpha Chads go to, the bars, the nightclubs, the happy hour, and instead she's going to utilize that time to find herself a good high value guy. Maybe a guy she works with, maybe a guy she meets through her social circle, but she's going to find a high value guy that she can settle down with now while she's in her sexual prime. Give that high value guy at least the remaining part of her physical prime, her youth, the rest of her 20s, and she'll just go the distance with that guy. Because that guy got her at her sexual prime, a lot of these guys, whether they're conscious of it or not, they will reward her. They will reward that girl by staying with her, pretty much running out their entire lives together, right? Because she gave him something of high value, which was her SMV. She basically hooked up with him at the height of her physical prime. Okay, which might have been only like 5 years, 6 years, if she was in her 20s. Right? He might have got the rest of that, and he's like saying to himself, right, because she gave me that, I'm going to go the rest of the, I'm going to go the distance with this chick. The other type of girl we talk about, right, the damaged goods type, that girl really doesn't have anything to offer. And this is why even when she does find a beta provisioner in her 30s, a girl who's post-wall, damaged goods, rode the carousel, banged the alpha chads in her 20s, even when she does find that beta provisioner in her 30s, notice she still can't hang on to him. Because even that guy, as dumb as he is to hook up with her, right, post-wall, as dumb as he is, even he is smart enough at some point to realize, wait a minute, I'm not going to buy the cow, right? I might stick around for a little while, right? I might take her to a few dinners, but I'm not buying the farm, right? I'm just going to milk the cow for free. I'm going to milk the cow for all it's worth, but I'm not going to buy the farm. I'm not going to commit myself here. So this is why you see a lot of these former hotties well into their 40s, even their 50s, still single. Because even in their 30s, when they had the beta provisioner come along and try to save them, even that guy was smart enough to see, like, wait, this chick had way too many guys between her legs. She has way too much mileage for me. I don't want a high mileage car. I don't want a 92 Toyota Corolla with 100, 200,000 miles on it with dents and balding tires, right? I don't want that, right? I want something brand new with new technology. I don't want that. Even these guys are smart enough not to put a ring on that chick's finger. But at the end of the day, like I said, 99% of females want alphas, but eventually all of them will settle for betas. Okay? So 99% of females want alphas, but eventually they all settle for betas. And there are pros and cons to this, and I just gave you the pros and cons. Okay, at least a girl who's a good girl and not damaged goods, at least she's smart enough in her 20s to try to hook up and get the highest value male she can. Whereas the girl who's not that smart rides the carousel, becomes post-wall, becomes damaged goods after her sexual market value is gone, after she is no longer in her prime physical attractiveness. Then she tries to hook up with a beta provisioner when she has nothing of value to offer other than, an outdated vagina that, she didn't cash in her chips when she should have. So that's why these beta provisioners ultimately do not put a ring on the girl's finger and settle for her long term. Ultimately, they don't. They wise up at some point because they realize, like, wait, I didn't get an exchange of value here. There was no value exchange. And you have to understand that there needs to be that value exchange. I've said it before, the girl from 2006, bring her up again, right? Beat the dead horse, beating a dead horse. But the girl from 2006 I was dating, she was still in her 20s when we were dating, right? You know, my old blue pill self, if she had given me the rest of her 20s, right? And she wrote it out with me and I got like the rest of that SMV from her, the rest of her prime physical attractiveness, I probably would have went the distance, my old blue pill self. I probably wouldn't even be here right now. You know, I'm just being honest. But, you know, luckily I woke up, right? I woke up. She made that mistake and now look what happened, right? 2 kids, two different fathers, can't lock down a high value guy ever again. You know, she had me in her 20s. All she had to do was give that to me. I'd still be there right now. I don't know, maybe we would have had kids. We would have been like a complete family unit instead of her operating in this broken family that she's created with 2 kids from 2 different fathers. What idiot's gonna be dumb enough now to come in and try to take her the rest of the way? Nobody, right? I'm sure she gets offers. I mean, she's still like really attractive, still really pretty girl, but I'm sure betas are still lining up, but nobody's really gonna make that ultimate commitment anymore because there's no value exchange, right? There's no more value exchange. If I were to be in that position again, where say I want to go the distance with just one person or one girl, right? One day there needs to be that value exchange for me, you know, especially where I am today in the business I've built and you know, how I'm doing like financially and everything else I've got going for me. There needs to be a value exchange there. Otherwise I'm not committing to anything where there's not an equal exchange of value, right? As you shouldn't. 99% of females want the alpha, but eventually they all settle for the beta. And that is something that you have never heard another red pill person ever tell you. Red pill author, red pill teacher, red pill guru. That is coming straight from the 33 Secrets. So I'm going to wrap up here. Until next time, this is M from the 33 Secrets. Don't forget to smash that like button below. Make sure you smash it. Also, hit that notification bell right next to it so you're notified whenever I release a brand new coaching video here on YouTube. More importantly, guys, please make sure you subscribe to my channel. Okay, it helps me out a ton, especially right now, guys. YouTube is on this just purge of, you know, not promoting channels like ours that are trying to help men. Okay, they don't like this type of content. So I need you guys to help me spread the word. So if you have other like-minded friends of yours who are also ready to be unplugged from the blue pill matrix and are ready to be red pilled, share my coaching videos with them so they could get a taste of what they're gonna learn. Okay, promote my work and get them to subscribe to my channel. Right? But it helps me out a ton when you guys are subscribed to my channel because then we could really help grow and really build this thing and really change the world, right? That's what we're here to do. We're here to change the world. So can't do it all by myself. Need you guys to help me out. So appreciate it if you subscribe and you get other like-minded red pill friends of yours to subscribe to my channel as well. And for you guys who want to support my work and all of this red pill, gold pill, and platinum pill content even further, the best way to do that is by jumping into my monthly online coaching program, 7 Months to Mastery, where I'm teaching guys just like you how to go out there and approach and close the youngest, hottest, and most beautiful looking women on the planet. I'm talking about 8s, 9s, and 10s, baby. The best looking and most high caliber women on the planet. The type of women that your friends can only dream about. The type of women that your friends will only see in magazines. I'm going to teach you how to get these girls and bring them into your life. I'm going to teach you where to find them, what to say to them, how to approach them, and how to bring them into your life. I'm teaching you guys this stuff in 7 Months to Mastery. Okay, and I have many successful students who've been with me for years now that are in successful relationships. I've had more than a few students marry the woman of their dreams. We get thank you letters literally every single day. Okay, my staff, myself, constantly getting comments, thank you letters, like, oh my God, Em, you saved my life. I married the woman of my dreams, and oh, we've got this beautiful family now, and oh, you know, I met this girl and now she's my girl. I can't believe this chick is my girlfriend. Oh my God, I've dreamt about this chick forever. So I teach you how to get these girls and bring them into your life, right? The hottest girls on the planet, it's the 8s, 9s, and 10s. That's all we focus on, guys. So If you want to jump into 7 months to mastery, the first month is only $1, right? It's only $1 for the entire first month. And the reason why it's only $1 is because I want you to check it out for yourself and see how powerful these coaching lessons actually are and how much they can actually help you. So it's only $1 for the entire first month of coaching lessons, and all you have to do is click that link below in my description box. It will take you over to my website where you can get signed up right now. It just takes 2 seconds, so do that now, and I will see you in my next coaching video.